Ah, the Apple Watch. Such an incredible tool for tracking your everyday health, activity monitoring for all your workouts, and also having the convenience of having notifications on your wrist. But that's honestly both a blessing and a curse because on one hand, having notifications constantly buzzing your wrist all the time makes sure that you never miss any text messages or app notifications. But at the same time, it's also giving me a very bad habit of constantly checking my watch and then checking my smartphone. It's a really bad addiction and I really need to learn how to step away from my devices, but I think I may have just found the solution to replace my Apple Watch.
Alright, let's cut open this exciting package, and once you open it up, you can see a black cube that's wrapped in plastic. Once you peel off the plastic packaging and take out the lid, you're greeted with a piece of paper that has a quote on it. You're then presented with a beautiful smart ring which I have in moonlit silver in size 10. And if you're wondering, yes, there is a free sizing kit that's sent to you with a variety of sizes for you to try out. Digging through the rest of the box, you'll find some manuals, and then the super hefty metal charging case for the ring. And finally, you'll find a USB-A to USB-C cable to charge the case.
So this is it, the Ring-Con Smart Ring that aims to replace your smartwatch by packing all of its sensors into this tiny little ring that's supposed to be a lot more comfortable to wear and also more accurate by reading data from the undersides of your fingers as opposed to your wrist. I'm going to be trying out this ring for an entire week and taking you guys along with my journey. And yes, this video is sponsored by Ring-Con, so this is not a review but simply just a fun little video where I get to show you guys all the features and my experience. Let's start with the setup process.
First up, I downloaded the Ring-Con app from the App Store and then granted it some permissions when I opened it up. I then created an account that I'm going to be using for this app. After entering some personal information, I could then start the Bluetooth pairing process with the ring. There's actually a firmware update at the same time, so I had to do that as well. And that's it, a super simple setup process, and I really like how you can go check out some tips and tutorials in the settings page.
Alright, the ring is 100% fully charged and all set up, so it's now time to replace my Apple Watch with this ring. Goodbye my old trusty Apple Watch and in of the new ring which goes on the index finger. I actually really dig the design of the ring which I have here in moonlit silver, and I especially like the beveled edges that just make the ring shine. The ring is also a lot less bulky than I anticipated, so we'll have to see how comfortable it is today, but I gotta go to my night shift and I'll catch you guys before bedtime.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright, I finally got back home from work. I just showered and got ready for bed. But yeah, honestly, it was so busy at work today that I got used to the ring really fast. And you know, I was in the kitchen and dessert bar making food and desserts all night, and the ring didn't get in my way, which is really great. But yeah, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now, and I gotta go sleep, so it's the perfect time to try out the sleep tracking on the ring. So good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, it's me again, and after sleeping a whole night with the ring, I can definitely say that the ring is much more comfortable than having a watch on your wrist for sure. But yeah, let's go check out the sleep data. Alright, if we pull out the phone here and go into the sleep section, you can see that I got a score of 83 for my sleep. Subjectively, I would say, it would be slightly less than normal, I guess. So I was in bed for 6 hours and 23 minutes, and 5 hours and 45 minutes of that was spent asleep. And then if you scroll down, you can also see your sleep stages, which over here you can see 13% of it was awake. And I am a real light sleeper, so I do toss and turn a lot in the night, and I think that is fairly accurate. Although tonight was a little better than usual. And then you can see my sleeping heart rate was an average of 56. I don't know if that's good or not. You can see my heart rate variability, which was 73, my blood oxygen level, which was 95, and then also, interestingly, which is in beta right now, my sleeping skin temperature, which was 35. I'm not sure if that's good or not either, but yeah, pretty cool. But anyways, I'm heading outside right now because I'm gonna be spending the day with my best friend, so I think it'd be a pretty good idea to test out the activity tracking for today, such as, you know, my steps, my standing hours, and all that. So I'll check back in with you guys for tonight. Alright, I'm finally back home after a long day of fun, but I was outside the entire day, so let's check on how the ring tracked our activity throughout the day. Alright, opening up the activity tab, the first thing I see is I got a score of 92, which is not bad, and I also walked a total of 10.35 kilometers and burned 884 calories. So it says I got 15,000 steps, which could be better honestly, but I still did hit my goal that I set for 10,000 steps. And then over here, it shows that how many calories I've burned throughout the day. And then this is like the Apple Watch where it shows how many hours you were standing throughout the day. And in my case, I stood for 13 hours during the day and also with a total duration of over 3 hours actually, so that's pretty good. And then over here is the activity intensity, and then basically your intensity ratio, which is divided into this little circle chart. And yeah, today was the day that I started to really notice the effects of not having a watch on. So for me, I always have my Apple Watch at all times on my right wrist, even though I'm right-handed, and I started to experience some sort of like phantom watch syndrome because my brain kept on like thinking there was a watch on my wrist, and I kept pulling it up to check the time even though there was nothing here. So people kept looking at me like I was crazy. And I also got a lot of time anxiety today because I kept on pulling out my phone to check on the time because, like, I don't know, for some reason I just needed to know the time at all times. So that is something I will need to get over soon. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving the ring so far, and I think it just looks so cool on your hand.
Over the next few days, I really enjoyed my time with the ring, but let's check out what the free Lifetime app has to offer. Starting at the summary page, you get the sleep section at the very top, followed by your activity and stress section that you can quickly take a look. On to the next section is a detailed sleep section, which we covered before. It has your time of sleep, it has your sleep stages that you can actually look through the timestamps for, and then a bunch of your heart rate stuff. It can also automatically track your naps, or you can add it manually, although I don't take naps so it won't show up for me. Now onto the activity tab, you get an activity score for the day, you can see how many total steps you've taken throughout the day at each timestamp, you get to see your amount of calories burnt, and just like the Apple Watch, you can see the amount of standing hours you have. You also get stuff like your activity intensity and like a ratio chart for it. So interestingly enough, there's actually a stress section in the app where you can see the stress score for your day. You can view your stress levels throughout the day, and at this timestamp, I actually got robbed, so you can see that it accurately picked up I was really stressed. You also can see your stress ratio, your sleeping ratio, and also a bunch of other stuff. And finally, in the measurement section, you can take a look at the graph of your heart rate throughout the day in addition to taking one manually. And there's also a blood oxygen level on the bottom. But yeah, this is a super fully featured app that continually gets updates, and it's free for your lifetime.
Alright, today is day 6 of living with the smart ring, and I just realized we haven't actually done any workouts with the ring yet. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna play some basketball with my little brother, and then we're gonna see what kind of data this ring manages to capture. And yeah, I really do need to get back to working out because I'm getting really fat, but it's also because my excuse is that I got into a bike accident like 2 weeks ago, and I'm still recovering from a sprained ankle and like a really bruised knee. So there's that. But anyways, let's play some basketball and see how this ring does. Alright, that was a tiring game of basketball, and my ankle and knees are hurting so badly because they're still sprained and I didn't give it a chance to recover. But anyways, sacrifices must be made for the video, and I had to test out the ring anyway, so there's that. Luckily, my brother, who's 5 years younger than me, he went really easy on me because he plays in a club and he's actually really good at basketball. But anyways, let's go check out the stats. Alright, while the smart ring doesn't actually let you track specific types of workouts, it still has all your metrics on hand. So as you can see, if you look at my activity score, it did go up to around 83. It shows the amount of moderate and vigorous intensity, which says 107 minutes here, and it also shows how many active calories I burnt, which is great. So under the steps, this was when I was walking back from work, but here is where I played basketball, so you can see a spike in that. And same thing with the calories. You can see the difference between me walking back, burning this many calories, and me actually playing basketball and burning a lot more calories. So I'm happy the ring can differentiate that, which is great. And same with activity intensity, which shows you a scatter plot over here, in addition to your ratios. And then if you check over on the heart rate section, right on the top right, over here, you can see the increased heart rate from me playing basketball as well, which is super duper cool. Alright, I'm about to go shower and get ready for bed now, but it's also the perfect time to talk about the IP68 rating of the ring. So if I actually bring this up close to the camera, you guys can see that all the sensors are actually inside the ring, so it's completely sealed from all water and dust, meaning that anywhere you go, none of the electronics inside of the sensors will get damaged. This is really great because I take this into the shower with me every single day. Anywhere I go, whenever I'm washing my hands, this ring stays on. And at my summer job, I'm actually working at a kitchen and dessert bar, so I'm constantly touching food and sauces, and the ring holds up really, really well. Another good thing is that whenever you're wearing it, since you're touching all that dirty stuff outside, whenever you wash your hands, you're also getting rid of all that dirty bacteria that's on the ring. The only time I don't wear the ring is whenever I'm doing skincare, so I don't scratch up my face. But anyways, I'm about to go shower, so I'll catch you guys later. Day 7 has just arrived, and wow, it's been an incredible but also fast week with the smart ring. But before we recap everything, let's go over the data trends in the past week. Alright, taking a look at the trends section in the app under my favorites, you can see my average time of sleep for the week, which in my case was 6 hours and 23 minutes. And then over here you have your average steps, your stress score, and then also your heart rate. But if you actually want to go into more detail, there's a lot more information on the top 4 categories over here. So for example, under sleep, you have the sleep score, the subjective sleep rating, which is what I rated my sleep, and then you have other information like time ratio, time of sleep, time awake, time in bed, and honestly just a lot more information, which is super cool. And then as you can see, I don't take naps, so that's why there's no information over there. And then under stress, you have your stress score, early morning stress, and I really like how it categorizes it by day, which is honestly super cool as well. So in the activity section over here, you have your total activity score, your MNV intensity, walking distance, steps, inactive duration, and also it categorizes by how your intensity is during the day, which is also really cool. And as you can see, I definitely do need to work out more, and I definitely need more vigorous intensity duration. But as I said, I'm recovering from an injury, so that is my excuse. And finally, under others, this is just your heart rate and your SpO2, which is your blood oxygen level. So yeah, I really like how I can view all your data from a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. Another feature that actually just came out on the app is an update that allows you to connect with Apple Health, meaning that you can actually view data on the Health app. But anyways, doing a quick little check-in on the battery, you can see that it's currently at 20% after exactly 7 days of use, which means that it actually surpasses RingCon's claim of up to 7 days. I kept this ring on my finger 24/7 as well, and if we actually extrapolate the data, we should be able to get around 9 days of usage, at least for me personally. And especially since the case can hold up to 18 charges, that's a whopping 162 days of not needing to plug anything into a charger, which is almost like half a year. But seriously, speaking about how the ring has impacted my life, I think it's actually decreased my phone usage and notification anxiety over the week. Not having any notifications constantly buzzing your watch and not being able to view it in the first place makes it so that you really don't care about missing notifications anymore. At first, I would actually overcompensate by checking on my phone a lot more in the fear of missing anything, but it's gradually died down to the point where I only check my phone when I need to. And as for time, I can't lie that I still have flashes where I raise my empty wrist up to check on the time, but not having a watch on you actually makes time pass so much faster at work. As the old saying says, the more you look at the time on shift, the slower it feels, and that's definitely true. For me though, the biggest benefit by far was sleep. I'm actually an extremely light sleeper and have insomnia, and I didn't even realize how checking the time on my watch so often made me fall asleep way slower. I'd often get anxiety looking at my watch watch seeing that it's 3 in the morning and I'm still not able to fall asleep. So overall, I'm seriously more impressed by the ring than I would have imagined. Like, forget the sponsored video. I forgot this video was even sponsored halfway through the video anyways, and I just genuinely enjoyed the ring so much. I feel like it's really gonna change my lifestyle for the better, well, hopefully, and while I'm not gonna ditch my watch completely, especially when I'm outdoors or waiting on important phone calls or emails, I will be using it a lot less as it's seriously a big distraction. That means at home when I'm doing work or sleeping, I'm only gonna be keeping the ring on. Plus, I think it just looks really cool on the hand. But anyways, that's it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog style product review, and let me know if you guys want to see more. Also, if you guys have any questions, please let me know down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. And of course, thank you so much guys for watching, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and also go check out some of my other cool, awesome content. Thank you again, RingCon, for sponsoring this video. Have a good one guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.